Hi guys, it's me, Ren, and welcome to my channel and year. No, today I want to talk about like the matching. And last time when I tried to do my own recording about matching, and actually I found out that it's kind of too long if I just try to say everything into one. And so now I will try to just split into three. Which three I mean is hmm, the history of our matching and the problem that I saw around it, and as well as the idea that I'm trying to look upon like by my own, like with my own opinion. I mean, just totally free like own opinion in this way. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be a good one, and so yeah, let's go with it. So when we just talk about matching and blessing, a lot of people just gonna just think about like, oh yeah, it's something like. Mm, something a little bit sounds like you're losing freedom and you don't have any like right to choose, and you're meant to be demanded to like to marry someone that you don't really know. In a sense, I would say that is right and not right, and because it's about the timeline. So in the past, yes, it's like totally like no freedom, I would just say. But it's if I just simply just say that in the past, and it also gonna be wrong. So actually, I'll just talk about it from what I know. Just me as a second gen who just know a little bit about our church history from the text, and I don't really experience that period of time, so I don't really know about it. So just bear with me. So if I have something like not really accurate and you think you have some other story or some testimony from other people, you can just also like write it down in under my comment, and so then we can just try to talk about it. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not also the any like a blessed children department that can talk they have the authority to talk about like what's the standards, but yeah, I just want to share about it. Yeah. So firstly, so talk about like at a very early church of our church, like just right after our church holy wedding of our two parents. And at the time, our church like elders they had a blessing, but before the blessing there's a matching as well. And like during the matching itself, actually true father went through a way is like they just writing the name down, and true father will just go down and just gather all the candidates up together. And after that they gather and they just talk about like, oh okay, so you for these people, or you have these three name lists, and true father is just gonna go through like everyone's like name list that the idea or like the idea one that they try to approach. And interesting me is that true father just say that everyone go into the same girl, every girl go to the same guy. Yeah, it's the same situation. So in a way, True Father will try to convince people, like try to accept another person that is like the secondary or the tertiary or not even not in the list. Like True Father will try to convince them in a way, and like that's why like in some of our scripture, True Father did mention that like sometimes girls don't really like happy when they accepting something that is not really what they want in a way. But I think that also a part of the personality that is much more like holding the masculinity inside themselves. Yeah. When I talk about it, I mean the MBTI that I study, but it is a really long chapter for me to talk about it, so I will just talk about it next time. Yeah, so it's true true this way, and a lot of people gonna question that why True Father, like our Reverend Samuel Moon, have the right for people to choose people's like spouses. In a sense, Samuel Moon when he was like a kid, he already started to help people to do that, but somehow he just stopped it after he just received received the mission or like the call from Jesus, and then he just stopped it because he said he need to just focus on to like finding the truth, the new truth. And yeah, that's why he stopped for some period of time. But at that time, a lot of like members, like they already like treating True Father as something like a teacher. They always call True Father teacher, and some of them just will just even just say that you are definitely the Messiah. And so then like in this way, I'm not trying to say that whatever like argue right now, but I mean that's how like people like surrendering their how I say their choices to True Father. And so that's why like True Father helping people to do all the matching, and then also the blessing. The blessing is only being given after True Parents Holy Wedding, and that's because the True Father said that we need to have an expansion of the of our God's realm, like the God's sovereignty. So a lot of people when they heard like we are need to expanding God's sovereignty, we need to creating more God's lineage, and a lot of people just thought I don't know why. I think somehow it's really something like a fake news, and I don't know why like they are not really being sued. In a way, I understand like our church like why we are not really putting our efforts into like sue like people making the fake news all around. And one of it is because that is really taking away our attentions, and because like True Parents like main goal is like to develop and to have more places that can be work under God, and like to just sue to just win one law cases, the suit case that is not really working for our church. So I think that's the reason why like True Parents don't really like do that. But actually, yeah, back to the topic that our church, when we just talk about like changing God's lineage, actually it means that to drink the holy wine. So for the first gen, they need to do a lot of like condition. The condition different from time to time, but I just start from the earliest one. So basically, True Father did mention that I don't know, is it like really strict or because it's like just few couples, not really much. So it's like a 7 years plus 7 years like uh course, like public course. So you do 7 years of fundraising and 7 years of witnessing, and after that, when the people is expanding, like at first it's only 3 couples, then after that 36 couple, then after that 72 couple, then start gradually to make it bigger and bigger, like 444, and after that there's 1275, like as it expand, start to lower down the standard to like 3.5 to 3 point, plus 3.5. So in total it's like 7 years of fundraising and witnessing. And after that, in the year of like 1992, it just lowered down the standards until like 1+1, which means like 1 year of like fundraising and 1 year of witnessing. And so then like, and that's how it just expanding it. Like how the number expanding and also the condition is lowering down the standards. Yeah. And True Father just say that we can lower down the standards because of the foundation is being open in this way. Yeah. So yeah, every time when True Parents like giving the blessing in the past is only given on something really specific moments, something like, oh, True Parents just get out of the prison. Okay, yes, it's a victory foundation. So we just do another blessing, or like there's like another event that we set up, and one of it is something like a God's kingship. We say the coronation of the God's kingship. After that, also one blessing. Yeah, so something like this. Every time they need to have set up some foundation, or like we say like a result, and so then they can proclaim the blessing. This phenomena keep on like expanding and going on until the year of like 2013, and like that's when like True Mother start to take over the leadership. And it's because of the foundation day, and because we call it the foundation day, so basically we already mean that God have the total like authority over the Chanyaguk, the heavenly kingdom, the Chanyaguk. So that's why we can do it like every year consistently right now. So in this sense, like it's really like much more special right now, and yeah, and right now the condition is much more easy, and it's like recommendations. So to do 1 year of like full time life, but other than that, you just need to do like a 3 day fasting, minimum 3 day fasting, and you just need to do a body checkup. You need to do a purity interview. Like some of the continent, they don't call it purity interview; they just call it a meeting, and also you just need to receive the blessing education and so on, and that's it. And also, just a fun fact for the second generation that who are trying to receive the blessing in our church. Actually, our church don't have really something like a systemized like way for the parents to get to approach and really get into so-called matching process. The communication process is it all happened is after true mother say that true parents is no longer the one who giving the matching, and so then the parents are the one who need to take up the responsibility of matching. And true mother say that I give it the like a right or like the authority for the continental leader, because that's what true father did, and that's why she would just give it to them. So in a sense, for the second gen's blessing, I would just say matching is the accurate one, because blessing is not really. So the matching is because of the our continental leaders that set up the rules or like the system that they think that is much more better, like in a sense. So you will just see that every continent they have a different standards, and even in Korea there's like totally different standard from what we totally know, to be honest. So just a fun fact for you. Today when I doing the translation, and part of it is like our lecturer, he's a Korean, so yeah. So he just say it like so bored, like with the confidence, like it's totally like a taboo thingy for other continent. I mean, especially Asia country or like South America country. Like the way he say is like, oh, so if you like a girl, then you cannot just sit there and wait for her, or just sitting there and say that, "Oh, I want to get blessing, I want to get blessing." No, you need to go and approach a girl, tell her that you oh, can I have a talk with you in the HJ cafe because I'm interested with you. Bro, it's kind of like really much, to be honest. I'm like, at the time I'm doing the translation, and I'm like, because I'm translating in Chinese, and my mother just translating everything. Like I just be very honest, like just process with my brain, no filter, and but then in my brain there's a word like coming out like, holy no, like it's totally different system. So yeah, I mean there's a kind of interesting situation that we saw right now, but I don't want to give a lot of like analysis right now. But I mean, because I will do it on another video, it's not right here. So it's kind of interesting that how our matching blessing kind of like changing from time to time, and how it become expanding at the same time. Like we are trying to make it work, and not really in some sense, yeah. So yeah, so for the matching itself is kind of change. Yeah, somebody gonna ask, how about the first gen? Like for those new people who are going to receive the blessing in the future. So right now, from what I know, is that if you want to receive blessing as a first generation, that a new member, which means like new member, your parents don't know our church, so you are the first person in your family that receive like going to receive the blessing. So we call it yeah, first gen member, yeah. And so then they need to go through their center leader or like church leader. So center is something like a much more like a smaller branch that under a church. So yeah, in this way. So so then they need to go through that leader, and they need to do a lot of like condition. To be honest, their condition is much more than the second gen. I think in the future it's gonna change, to be honest. but I don't know like how long, like especially other continent than Korea. So then yeah, let's see. To be honest, I don't really know unless you want to come to Korea. Yeah, yeah, but Korea standard is kind of different. Yeah, it's totally different to be honest. So yeah, and another fact, just for a lot of people need to know is that most of the people who are in the waiting list in our matching is sister, and it's basically the 3 times more than the brother. So, yeah, to be honest, I have no idea like why it exactly happened. Have in my mind, but I will just put in on another video. Yeah. So yeah, that's how somehow like how the history just flow, how it just gone, and that's for the matching as well as the blessing. Yeah, so a lot of people just asking that like, is it something that you totally don't have freedom? But actually, for the second generation, for the first generation, I'm not really sure about it because it's basically like they give you a picture and you just decided yes or no. Then after that, somehow like right, and if you don't, then just break up. Yeah, that is what I saw. But for the second gen, there's a much more bigger, much more I would say tolerant way to do it. But I don't think that is like really good up until right now. For the continent that is not Korea, and for the Japan and other part of the world, basically everyone have the same procedure, which is like, oh, you need to go through a process of like analysis. After that you need to wait, and after that your parents will find someone for you. And at first it's like a family communication, which means like your parents also involving into it, and after that is your children trying to talk more about it. But usually because a lot of second gens ones like ones international, so in a sense they are doing online. Even though in the same local is the same situation, also basically most of the time you can only do it online. And after you talk a lot and with a only limited time, you can't really drag it too long. I think like 1 year is around already like yeah, right. Like if you go to 2 years, it's a little bit risky. and and like people will just ask you, so do you want to do a decision or not? So the way they say that throughout the process, the relationship is still like a brother sister relationship. Is so then you cannot like do something like over. You cannot like hold. You are strongly not recommending to hold hand. You are restricted to hug and kiss. And yeah, sex is definitely a no no. Like in our church, is like really strongly restricting onto that. So yeah, don't try to think that you can test drive. No such thing in our church. Yeah, so yeah, so that's what I know up until right now. But yeah, I'll just talk about the problems next time. Yeah, so so yeah, I think that's all for my video for today. Yeah, and I'm gonna talk about the part 2 and maybe part 3. Yeah, that's it. See you next time, and thank you for watching my video.